Be more in nature. Why do I keep saying be more in nature? And it's actually pretty logical once you make enough brain connections, okay? Once you start to understand there are many different levels of frequencies, and nature is just the highest frequency. So we are connected with nature, if we know it or not, but in this society right now we are very disconnected from nature, and that's actually done on purpose. Because the more you are connected to nature, the more you start to turn inwardly, because that's our natural state. It's actually very unnatural that we have to go from a young age to school, always turn outwardly, always short-term learning, always being in a situation where you're stressed by the news, by other people in a negative energy. It's actually very unnatural, the society where we are in right now, and that's because we are very disconnected from nature. Okay, so let's give you a view on how this works. So let's say this is nature, and this is society, okay? So the vibration of society are stone buildings, okay? Everything is made of stone. It's a certain frequency, the buildings, everything. And nature is living trees with the energy, okay, with the vibration. But because we only see a limited view of reality, we live in a fast speed of living, we aren't capable of perceiving this energy, okay? But if you do enough psychedelic experiences, at some point you will start to talk to trees. And yeah, I know, if someone talks to trees, you call them a crazy person. But if you take enough plants from nature, you will start to talk to trees, and you will start to like trees more than people. So I'm a tree talker. When I'm on a good high level of vibration, I talk to trees, and not with my words. Okay, I don't talk to trees with my words, because trees do not communicate through words. Okay, words are just a lower vibration that humans have used and learned to communicate through, because these words create images within each other's mind. Okay, we can exchange vibration and it creates images in each other's mind, because our words create a level of vibration that our ears can pick up. Okay, but the trees live also communicate with us on a vibration, but this vibration is too high, or not high, just on a different bandwidth, that we aren't capable of hearing it. Okay, but our body is capable of feeling it. But you can only feel the vibration of the trees when you live in the now, and you're capable of living in the now and making a lot of brain connections in the now in your own unique frequency. Because only if you make a lot of brain connections, you can perceive the subtle vibrations of this reality. Okay, you will be capable of learning from animals. You are capable of learning from trees. You are capable of learning from all these different frequencies, because you are capable of absorbing the energy and understanding it from different angles with your perspective. If you're capable of making your perspective fluid and living in the now, then these trees can give you wisdom. Okay, these animals can give you wisdom. Even though, for example, animals live on a lower level of consciousness, their behavior is when you observe the behavior of animals, the behavior of humans becomes way more understandable in many different ways. Because we are animals, we just are capable of being more conscious. Okay, and a lot of other animals are also very conscious, but because they cannot communicate with us, we think they are stupid, but this is not true. Dolphins, for example, or whales are very, very intelligent beings. Also monkeys, a little bit less intelligent than humans, but for example, whales and dolphins are maybe even more intelligent than us, but they just don't have hands and tools to create. So humans just have a big ego and think they are the smartest. This is not true. They are the most effective, but not always the most smart. Okay, so why should you be more in nature, and why is this beneficial for becoming successful in this world? Okay, because you can say, Tim, yeah, nice story, be more in nature, but I have to earn money, I have to pay rent, I have no time for talking to the trees. So let me explain. When you are in nature, you absorbing a natural frequency. Okay, from this natural frequency, you can start to perceive reality with more depth. You can attune to a longer term vision. You can see your habits within years. You can make calculations in your brain. You can use a bigger part of your brain. You can go within, use a bigger part of your brain and calculate the whole situation of your life and understand which habits you need to lock into to reach a certain reality. Just to give an example, the first time I started to make it a routine in walking in nature, something very big shifted in my life, and it was just a simple thought. Okay, I always had back pain. My back was always hurting, and I was just, I learned myself to ignore it because I have some issues with that. Okay, and then when I started to walk in nature, and this was like 6, 7, 8 years ago, I came and make it a habit to just walk in nature. I had a burnout. I couldn't work, so I was just being by myself and trying to figure out within myself, why am I feeling the way I'm feeling, and things were not clear in my life. So my only option was walk in nature, find myself. And then I got a thought all of a sudden, and I never had that thought before, but because I was walking in the frequency of nature, I was capable of having that thought. I was capable of attuning myself to a new reality, okay? And that one thought was like, hey, maybe I have to buy a harder bed. Because if I sleep on a harder bed, my back is more straight while sleeping, and therefore, during the day, my back will probably hurt less. So that's what I did. I shared my idea, and the people I shared it with were like, "Hey, that's a good idea. Let's try it out." Okay, so I bought a new bed, and all of a sudden, all my back pain. I had back pain every day, and then all of a sudden, my back pain was gone because I was sleeping every night on a harder bed, and I was not capable when living in a fast speed of living, going to the job, going to school, doing all these things. I was never capable of attuning my mind to a vibration where my mind was capable of making more brain connections and therefore understanding the problem and therefore the solution. This is the true power of nature. So after that, buying this bed, all my back pain was gone. And then sometimes I still had a little bit, but then I was like, okay, I still have a little bit of back pain. What should I do? So I just walked in nature. And then a second thought came, hey, train your back more. Train your back in the gym more. And then I started to train my back more in the gym. And I had a stronger mattress. And then the back pain was gone completely. And I was like, whoa. I already accepted the fact that I would have back pain my whole life. I was already in that place of like, this is just the way it is. And then when I started to walk in nature, all of a sudden, I had two thoughts, very effective, and my life changed. what happened? So I was capable of vibrating on a higher energy. I was capable of making more brain connections. These produced two very simple thoughts. And these two very simple thoughts changed my life. And the only thing between you and the reality you want to live in is one simple thought. And that's what we have to understand. The Matrix tricks us. The Matrix tricks us all the time that if you want to reach this level and you are here, you have to work very hard to get there. You have to sacrifice a lot of things in your life to get to the place where you want to be if you have like a big goal. And this is brainwashing. This is not true. The only thing between where you are right now and where you want to be is a few simple thoughts. But these thoughts have to be very high leverage thoughts. It have to be smart thoughts. It have to be thoughts from a lot of brain connections. Okay, how do I have thoughts that come from a lot of brain connections, so they are very smart, effective thoughts? How do I create those? Because most people just have thoughts all the time. And that's because your energy is constantly being attacked vibrationally by the news, by inflammation, bad food, negative people. They are all attacking your energy field, okay? And because they are attacking your energy field, your thoughts are ineffective. That's the problem. You have a lot of thoughts and they leave you nowhere. You keep stuck in the same routine. And the only reason this is the situation is because you were forced in a system that keeps you on a low vibration, far away from nature, okay? It keeps you in a 40-hour work week or 40-hour school week, mixing with people on a low vibration, disconnected from nature, not in control of their own vision and fully brainwashed by the television and other people in their society. And the only thing they are doing in school is absorbing limited beliefs that have a negative effect in their life, absorbing destructive habits like vaping and all that kind of stuff. And they will just carry this on for the rest of their life, because the rest of their life they will be tricked in a 40-hour work week where they are also stuck on the same frequency, okay? And in this frequency, they aren't capable of producing these smart thoughts where you can get from your current reality to the reality you want to move to. Does this make sense? Does this make sense? Because it makes a lot of sense to me. And that's why I've been walking in nature every day for the last 10 years, okay? But for so many people, it does not make sense. So please understand this video. Nature is the tool to take back control over your life. Nature is the best tool you can find to take back control over your life, because it makes your thoughts effective, because it allows you to vibrate on a high frequency. And on this higher frequency, your thoughts are more effective. And if your thoughts are more effective, your thoughts is just a connection with the potential timeline. So if you have thoughts, so let's envision this, okay? So this is you in nature, and this is you in the Matrix, absorbing negative news, absorbing negative people, absorbing negative thinking, okay? So here you have certain thoughts that are like long-term thinking and getting you to your heart desire, to your soul mission, okay? And then on this lower vibration, you have thoughts of short dopamine spikes, addictions, toxic people. These thoughts are not your own thoughts, okay? They are just a result of a programmed unconscious mind. You have absorbed energy from the school system, from society, from people, from the news, from social media, from all these toxic things that are producing your thoughts and that keep you in a loop, stuck in the money system. That's what's happening. That's the matrix. Okay? Now, if you walk in nature and you start to take back control over your unconscious mind, over your inner vision, your thoughts will be produced based on your unique energy. You start to take back control over your authentic self, over your authentic perspective. And if you take back control over your authentic perspective, your authentic self, you can produce thoughts that are highly effective and moving you towards your soul mission. That's the point of life, okay? That's the point of life. We are here to change this world in our own unique way, and it can only be done when you are vibrating on your own unique way, when you are creating habits on your own unique way, when you perceive and make brain connections on a vibration that's within your authentic vibration, that you can perceive the authentic options in your outer reality. But if you're not capable of attuning your energy, attuning your vibration to a frequency you want to move to, the outside reality will always control your timeline, okay? So we are tricked in a vibration. And this vibration influences our unconscious mind. And within this vibration, where your mind is fully brainwashed, they tell you, you have freedom of speech, you are free, you can do whatever you want, look at life positive, all these things they are saying to you while you're being fully brainwashed. So they say, look in the outside world, you are fully free. You can choose whatever you want, you can vote on whatever party you want, you can do whatever you want because you're free. But people are blind that you're totally not free. You are completely absorbing the slave frequency that's forced upon you. That's what's truly happening. You are stuck in the slave frequency because you are not in nature enough. You are not in nature. So you are not capable of creating an inner vision that produces thoughts, that creates habits and results from your unique frequency. You are only producing thoughts based on an energy that's forced upon you. If you truly start to understand what I'm saying right now, you will make it a priority walking in nature for at least an hour a day, half an hour a day. And you will be like, Tim, come on, I don't have an hour for this stuff. Yes, you don't have an hour for this stuff because your thoughts up until this point have not been effective enough to create a reality where you are free. But Tim, my work needs me to work this amount of hours. Yes, that's because you chose that work from a level of consciousness that's not your own. You chose a situation that you think would be the best option in your outer reality, but was actually a frequency that was forced upon you because you have been absorbing slave frequencies from the news, from the social media, from culture, from the school. You have been making choices up until this point that were not your own. You have to get back in nature to find yourself. And once you start to do this, life will go like this. In the beginning, you will think, what the hell am I doing here? I'm bored. I like this. It makes no sense. I'm wasting time. These will be the thoughts in the beginning. But that's because you are unconscious and outwardly projecting. and you are releasing an addiction to constant stimulation. Okay, so you're actually experiencing uh, um, symptoms of addiction to constant stimulation. So this will be not an experience that will be nice. You will be bored, you will be feeling bad. And then at some points when you release this, okay, you're capable of creating a clear inner image in your mind here. And things will become more clear. You start to understand your life from a 5D perspective. You're capable of observing your whole life and understanding why things happen the way they happened. And you will start to understand, oh wait, if I just change these habits, these few habits, and I keep doing them consistently, then I will move myself to a different reality. The only reason people are stuck in a reality that's forced upon them vibrationally, they are living a life they don't want to live, they're going to a job they don't want to go to, is because they are stuck in the slave frequency. It has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with money. Their brain thinks it's about money. It's not true. The real problem is their brain isn't capable of making a lot of brain connections in its own unique frequency. It's only perceiving reality from the brainwashing that's forced upon them, and that keeps them in a loop because they aren't producing the right effective thoughts. But once you start to not care about money, once you start to not care about all these external stuff, and you start to understand that this reality is just a reincarnated test. You just reincarnated in this human vessel. You are a soul, and you are lending this body. This body is just a physical representation of your soul. Once you start to understand the bigger game, that the game is about karma, okay, life is about karma, building good karma, and we are being tricked in obtaining from the ego, okay. We all start off as a child, as a good, we have good intentions when we are a child, and then when we grow up, or your pain and misery makes you very toxic, or your pain and misery makes you a good person. And it all depends on your thoughts. If you use nature as a place when things go wrong, when you get on a very low level in life, your default mode is to get back in nature and keep on walking in nature until you evolve to a new version of yourself again. If this is your routine, you are in a place of life and you don't know what to do or how to fix it, you go walk in nature every day by yourself, maybe using the right plants from nature. If you check the link below the video, I'll explain everything what you could use. You will start producing thoughts that will get you to a better reality, okay? So if you are living currently a reality that you don't want to live in, it's because you are not producing enough effective thoughts from nature, from your unique frequency, so you can attune yourself to your soul mission, so you can attune yourself to a reality you want to live in. That's the real problem. Not enough nature in your life. That's why your life is messed up. You're not enough in nature. The trees are giving you a vibration that allows you to think more long term. Trees are way older than us, okay? They are capable of living way longer than us. If we absorb that energy, we will start to perceive reality from years instead of days. When you are mixing with people on a low level of consciousness, they are just thinking about the next high, short-term pleasure, okay? When you're in nature, you will start to have a long-term vision and start to see which habits you need to form to get there. Because if you are capable of controlling your unconscious mind, You are capable of controlling the outer reality. If you do not control your unconscious mind, just short-term learning, just short-term pleasures, the outer world controls your emotions, and then your outer world controls your focus, and then your outer world controls your thoughts, actions, habits, and results. If you are in nature and something happens, you're actually integrating it. You start to absorb that energy, perceive it from different angles, and then you start to evolve into a better version of yourself and adapt your habits so life becomes good. So it's all about the internal world. It does not happen what happens to you. What matters is the thoughts you produce based on what happened to you, and are you turning it into something positive or are you turning it into something negative? And only when you make nature your friend, you can make this world a better place. Only when you are capable of understanding, okay, wait, I need to think about the situation, I need to understand this situation, and I need to re-evaluate the things that are happening. Because if you feel bad right now, it's just your body communicating, listen, there is something in your unconscious right now, in your energy field, that needs to be processed. And only when you process this information, you evolve. Okay? That's the point of life. The point of life is not more numbers on your bank account. The goal of life is evolving to the best version of yourself and making your inner world stronger than the external world. And when that happens, the external world, which is just vibration, energy, liquid, will adapt to your frequency, your energy field. And if you release the ego is useful to create habits to achieve goals with your physical body. But once you're capable of just releasing the ego and accept reality for what it is, that's the moment you can become one with the universe, and the universe will become more liquid because you become more liquid. And when you become more liquid, you become on a higher vibrational state. The external world will just send you everything you need. Because if it helps you, you will help the universe. You have to become a partner in crime, not real crime, but partner in crime, to help the universe make a better place. You are the partner of God. You are the helper of God, the helper of this universe. And once you start to perceive yourself as a soul, on a soul mission, you become a tool of this universe. And then when you become a tool of this universe, operate from good karma, this universe will help you as well. That's how it works. That's how it works. It's very simple. If you build good karma and you operate from high values and truly on the inside know, okay, so I'm a human. I make human molecules in my brain, so I'm not perfect, but I am learning and becoming the best version and operating from values to make this world a better place, myself and others, and I keep on evolving to make this world a better place. If you operate from that frequency, the universe will conspire to help you in any way possible. You will not be harmed. No weapon against you shall prosper. Because you are God. You are the universe. You are connected with everything. And without you, this world will not become a place that's worth living. Because you are a tool of the universe. You are a tool of God. You don't have to identify it with a certain religion. If it helps you to become more in contact with the universe, it's fine. But the problem about religion is that it brainwashes us in identifying in certain stories that make it logical, and then it does not make any sense anymore. You can only experience the universe from going within, going to nature, using the right plants, and truly feeling the communication, like how you feel the communication with the trees. you can also feel the communication with the universe. And once you're tuned in, you can listen to the universe. You can listen to the trees, you can listen to the animals. But you can also listen vibrationally to people. And when you listen vibrationally to people, you can read their aura, you can read their energy, you can read their intention, and you just know what kind of person they are and their perspective on reality. And then you cannot even be angry at people anymore because you understand. You cannot become angry at things you understand. That's why God, the universe, is never angry at us for our behavior, because it understands us. It understands that we are just acting from a place where we're doing the best we can from our current perspective. And that's because we are in a situation where we aren't capable of evolving our perspective and understanding. And we are just building bad karma. And we're doing it to ourselves. We think we do it externally to others, but everything we're doing, karma-wise, we're doing to ourselves. And once you start to understand this, you understand actually how beautiful life is, because you can build good karma. And when you are building good karma, good will also come back to you. And let me tell you, it gives you a way better feeling doing good to others than doing bad to others. Because you will feel good on the inside. You will feel truly good in your heart doing good for others. Okay? Not from an ego place, but from a place of I'm evolving and becoming a good human being, and I know it will come back to me in some shape or another. Okay? So yeah, I hope this made sense, and to make it a priority to walk in nature, because you want to, move. You want to think in years and move to a better reality by controlling your habits. Way better if you have more control over your unconscious brain by getting in a low brain wave, walking in nature, producing effective thoughts, taking effective actions, and changing this world in your own unique way from your soul frequency. Okay, the reason you came here to Earth, and the only way how you can figure it out is being alone, being in nature. So thanks for watching. If you need any help, there's a link down below this video, everything you need to attune yourself to a better reality. And yeah, thanks for watching. Put in the comments if you want me to talk about anything, and make sure to like, subscribe and comment, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great day.